Taurus, welcome to your end of September 2020 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. It's so funny, I was going to tell you that I'm getting into Glenn Campbell, and I thought to myself, why would I be telling Taurus about this? Because I was thinking that Glenn Campbell was a Taurus, I guess, and I think he's an Aries, and I don't even think it's on the cusp with Taurus, but so maybe that's kind of random, but that song was going through my head, Galveston. Well, anyway, with that random note, we'll see what cards come up here. Perfect focus card for a Taurus. Oh, even more perfection. We're talking about these pentacles. I said perfect card for Taurus. So I got the first two cards were pentacles, and then the third card I get is the Hierophant, which is connected to Taurus. Because I was thinking, oh well, that's not a pentacle, so there you go. But then these two cards came out, so I'm going to put them together. We have they're both major arcana cards here, but I want to make sure that wow, I've been getting the soulmate card a lot. I don't know why. I think there's more than one reason. I think that perhaps people are starting to feel that they don't want to waste time anymore on things that they don't want in their life. Like maybe they have felt a little bit more that life is slipping past them, or that they have more control over their life, and they want to do the things that they want to do. I don't know. So the heart of the matter is a Pentacles card, which Pentacles relate to earth energy. I don't know what this particular card astrologically is connected to. I mean, obviously it's earth, but which earth sign? And it could be one of the signs in one of the planets, or planets and signs. So the Eight of Pentacles is the card of the apprentice. If you are training for some kind of a skill, for a trade, if you are on the job in this, maybe you're either an apprentice, or you're already somebody who knows how to do whatever this is, but you're just taking pride in your work, a craftsman. This can just be a great overall money card for you. As I record this, we're still in Virgo, a later degree of Virgo. We're going to have a new moon in Virgo on the 17th, which when I'm recording this is tomorrow. And so Virgo is another earth sign, so it trines you in the 5th house, which can be the business that you own, if it has any money connections, or it's also the house of love and the house of creativity. But if this is a love matter, you may be really trying hard to make it work on your end. The question is the other person appreciating that effort? Are they reciprocating, or is it a one-way street? That's the only thing. But in terms of like work matters, you might be very absorbed in your work, but especially for perfectionistic reasons. In the past position, we have the 7 of Pentacles, the Farmer's card. I call it the George Harrison card, because I think he looks like George Harrison. So 7 of Pentacles can be like assessing your progress. You may still have to exercise patience about something. So that really does go along with somebody who has started their own business. And perhaps with the Eight of Pentacles, you're putting some of your talents to work, or you're just working very hard at it. And yet, you still have to have patience, because it may be something that takes a while to kind of get off the ground. And if you feel this sense of like, oh, well, I want, this to work out, I need this to work out. Well, the thing is that you don't want to throw in the towel too soon if it's kind of a little bit slow to take hold. You might be kind of not realizing that it takes longer than you think, and you could have a negative reaction and then throw in the towel too quickly, especially if you have inner planets in Aries. Since Aries is an adjacent sign to you, you could have Mars, for instance, in Aries, and you have a tendency, or Mercury, tendency to think that things are supposed to just come very quickly, or have impatience for things to come quickly. Even though Taurus is known for patience, we have to look at the overall picture. Your rising sign, your moon sign, can be any sign. And what I mean by that is it can't be any sign on one day, because there still are going to be kind of restrictions on that. The rising sign can be any sign in one day, but the moon sign cannot. But it still is a lot more open-ended than some of the inner planets because of the transit times. So sometimes people don't realize, they think, okay, Taurus people are patient, and no, I mean, your sun might be very close to Taurus. Close to Aries. You could be born on April 23rd or 24th, and you have a more fiery personality, because Aries is a very strong influence. Your higher message is the Hierophant, and this is the card. You can tell that there's a spiritual dimension to this individual. So, what does that mean? Well, it means that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. If you frame everything in terms of the spiritual, you don't get immersed in matter, okay? Because the other two cards on the top there are Pentacles, and you are an earth sign, and that's connected to tangible results of something. There's nothing wrong with tangible results. There's nothing wrong with wanting that as some kind of a guidepost. The problem is that sometimes we have to have faith. We can't just be so attached to the physical. And on top of that, we have to, in addition to having faith, we also have to not just be too into the physical. We have to realize that these things of the world are temporary. And so if you have a business and you really want it to succeed, that's fine. But what is the spiritual reason for that? I think for most people, it's going to be in order to serve others, in order to help humanity by sharing your gifts. So if you can keep it at that level that is more altruistic and less, concerned about your own glory or your own financial, your own financial success or material success, which the Eight of Pentacles can relate to, like worldly success. With money. There's a phrase that I normally use with that card, and I can't think of what it is, but you get the gist of it. What crosses you is the Six of Wands. This is a card of strutting your stuff and feeling that sense of accomplishment and success. Now, this is not to say that what you're doing is not going to bring you success. The problem is that because you might not have seen it the way you wanted to yet, that you feel like discouraged. And this is why I said with the Hierophant, you have to believe that even if it's not here in this moment, that you can't see it, the success, it doesn't mean that it's not on its way. And it's really funny because I wasn't paying attention to the fact that I drew this card, because this is the card of what I'm talking about. The Star card is about faith in unseen forces. In some cases, a Star card can refer to somebody who's crossed over in your life, who's actually helping you to achieve your goals. This is about hope restored. So you may have had a setback. Who knows? You may have had something that made you question whether you're doing the right thing. I also got the World card. These two cards came out together, which is kind of interesting. The World card is the last card of the Major Arcana, so it can be about tying up some kind of loose ends. So, like, I'm wondering if there's in a romantic situation, if any of you are involved with a Leo. The Six of Wands relates to Leo, and this person, for some reason, you may not be able to be with them yet. Maybe you've been waiting and waiting for the ability to be with this person. So, you've thrown yourself into your work, for instance, in order to kind of distract yourself. The Hierophant, to me, in a personal relationship, suggests that you want a traditional relationship. You're not willing to have an affair. You're not willing to be part of a threesome. I mean, I always say threesome. I meant lover's triangle. But you're also not willing to maybe sneak around, cheat. But there's something else. Like you want to do things right, how you see them as right. And be a traditional couple. You want the whole 9 yards. And that person maybe you and that person are not on the same page for whatever reason, or it simply means that victory is not yet at hand, but it can be. It's interesting because the Star card is associated with Aquarius. So if there's an Aquarius person, maybe that relationship is ending so you can be with a Leo. It's funny because both of these signs form squares to you, but that doesn't mean that there's not an attraction between two people. But perhaps you really need to end things with this Aquarius, and you have let things draw out. The World card can be a card of travel, and Taurus people may, even if you like to go on vacation and like to go to places, if you're not doing something that you're doing it for pleasure, but you're doing it for work, you might kind of resist it because you don't want to have to move permanently. You tend to get set in your ways, but that might be the next step to advance whatever it is. If you have a product, for instance, that you're selling, with Uranus in your sign, you're going to perhaps in the next several years do things that you never thought that you would do out of a desire for an uncharacteristic desire for freedom. The outcome card is the Six of Cups. This is the card of the soulmate. So that's why I'm saying, I don't know if Leo's your soulmate or what. But this is somebody that you may feel like you have always been meant to be with this person. The other thing too with a business is that whatever this business is, this may be something that you have always, or at least for a long time, had some kind of, this has been a lifelong passion of yours that you've wanted to do, and you're revisiting it. And with the Hierophant, I really feel this sense of being philosophical about life, about like, hey, we have a certain amount of years on this earth. Now, you might say that you're an eternal soul, but in this particular lifetime, in this particular body, what is it that you want to do with your life? And how do you get there? And sometimes it's by, following that dream that you've had from a young age. That might certainly be the case. For other people, it could be reestablishing a relationship with somebody that you feel is your soulmate, is a person that totally gets you. And so anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, Taurus. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.